honourable member for Clacton is not here representing his constituencies in the House that he was elected to. No, he's flown to America to badmouth and talk down our country. And worse than that, Mr. Speaker, if you can believe it, he's gone there to lobby the Americans to impose sanctions on this country which will harm working people. You cannot get more unpatriotic than that.
Attention, attention, attention. This is not just a normal t-shirt. This is your battle armor in this war against lies and manipulation and deception. And when you wear this t-shirt, you are not just making a statement. You are drawing a line in the sand. And you're saying, I will not be silenced, I will not be bought, and I will not be steered. Every thread in this t-shirt screams defiance. Every letter of I fund the truth, not propaganda. Or maybe every letter of the nation needs to know is a rally cry out for independent thinkers, disruptors, the people who refuse to bend to the mainstream media narrative. We need your fund, and this is your chance to stand up, to speak out and fund the fight for the truth. Don't just wear it like a regular t-shirt. You have to live it. The nation needs to know you're gonna live it. Yes, please. I need you to fuel the resistance. Be the reason why the truth survives in this country. Please get yours at thebarakashow.com. And thank you so much for keeping us on air. Thank you.
In the shadow of the digital gulag, we fire up the truth cannon and blast through the lies.
And the show host, Baraka Amuri.
Talk about jealousy. Talk about you left me out. Talk about you are getting more attention than me. This is what Keir Starmer is on right now. He's so jealous. He's so desperate. He's looking for anything I can grab on that will give him a little bit of popularity in the UK. He's looking for something to grab on to keep his ship from sinking. Oh, yeah. So I want to show you this picture. This, I believe you can see who that is. Yeah, that's Donald Trump. And I think you probably recognize the guy standing next to him. Yeah, that's Nigel Farage. That's right. While he was in the Oval Office, right, talking to United States President Trump, here's what this guy Starmer was talking about in Parliament. Because obviously he was not invited, of course. So he had something to say. This is what he was saying. So desperate. So attention grabbing. I mean, it's just so sad. I feel so bad for him. Listen to this.
Honourable member for Clacton is not here representing his constituencies in the House that he was elected to. No, he's flown to America to badmouth and talk down our country. And worse than that, Mr. Speaker, if you can believe it, he's gone there to lobby the Americans to impose sanctions on this country which will harm working people. You cannot get more unpatriotic than that. Honourable member for Clacton is not here representing
apparently you can't get more unpatriotic to go to the United States to talk about how bad Britain really is today. If you were to do that, you are unpatriotic as hell, according to, of course, your favorite Prime Minister, or maybe I should say the worst Prime Minister we're seeing right now, Keir Starmer. That's what he thinks. If he was to do that, you are unpatriotic. And guess what? You'd think some people with a brain would be like, I don't know, Keir Starmer, what are you saying? No! There's a lot of people in the cabinet ministers who are out there echoing the same thing now. I want to show you the video, but before I do, I want to also show you how Nigel Farage responded, because I think that is important for me to show you that. So here's Nigel Farage responding to what Keir Starmer called him, unpatriotic. So this is Nigel.
Earlier in the Commons, you were called unpatriotic by the Prime Minister for being here. He said you're encouraging Donald Trump to impose tariffs on the UK unless they drop the Online Safety Act.
This Prime Minister is so desperate now. He's so on the run that he resorted just to outright lies. Outright lies. The idea that I've suggested we should be punished with tariffs, I've never said anything of that kind whatsoever. What I'm saying is the opposite. What I'm saying to Americans is, please have a chat with the British government. Say this is not going to work the way it currently is, and for the betterment of both of us, let's rethink the legislation.
But you're not in Parliament as PMQs, you're Reform's leader. Why?
So what? What can I do there? I sit in Parliament, I get abused by everybody, I get to answer once every 2 or 3 months. I don't think that should be a priority over talking here to American legislators and American companies who matter a lot to our country.
What would you earlier in the Commons you were called?
Yeah, that's Nigel responding, calling him desperate Prime Minister. I believe so. And when he has a speaking point, he jump on it straight away. And he was so excited to call Nigel unpatriotic because he knew that was going to land and he was going to get attention on that. And guess what? We are talking about it right now. Here's the attention for you, Keir Starmer. Have it. Enjoy it. It's probably going to last a couple hours until your government mess up again. And then you're sinking again. And until somebody in your cabinet ministers mess up again. And then you have to defend him. Because it's like the whole cabinet ministers and every single Labour Party just messing up, including the Prime Minister himself. I really wish we had better opposition. And I mean any party that will challenge and balance the pressure in the parliaments. Because I also feel like when Keir Starmer turns up to question times, I don't see sort of like nervousness in him. I feel like he's loving it. I feel like he has this sort of feeling. Well, he shows this character that nobody's challenging him. And he can do and say what he wants. And of course, I think the country deserves great opposition. Doesn't matter who's in power, there should always be a good opposition to make sure that the other side is not just doing what they want. Of course, obviously, Labour has a majority right now. Whatever law they want to push, they can just push it and get in. But still, Kemi Badenoch, I don't know about her. At the start, I thought she was gonna give it. She's gonna be, she's gonna give fire, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Nigel Farage, he doesn't turn up. Robert Jenrick, he doesn't have that much chance to speak that much, but I think he's doing well online. Rupert Lowe, he's doing well online, but obviously he's not doing well on TV. Like, he doesn't go out there and get that much questions. Yeah, maybe that's why Nigel didn't turn up, because he knows it's pointless. You have to win the masses who are online, and I think that's why he's doing. But of course, Rupert Lowe has basically destroyed him on that side, because Rupert Lowe, he gets like 1 million views or impression under an hour, and that is huge. That's hundreds of thousands of millions of people in Britain listening and seeing Rupert Lowe's tweets. And I think he's just smashing on that end. So you gotta give it to him. So now, I did say that everybody's echoing the same thing now. Keir Starmer calls him unpatriotic, and guess who jumped on the same wavelength? Yeah, you'd think somebody will have their brain with them and be like, I don't want to echo that. Here's Bridge Phillipson saying exactly the same thing, that Nigel is unpatriotic. I mean, this is the... These guys are so silly, bro. Alright, listen to this before we talk about Bridget Phillipson's mess up as well.
So free speech is a cornerstone of our democracy. It's critical for our country. I've taken steps to strengthen free speech in universities because I think it's important that everyone's exposed to ideas that they might find challenging, that we can really test all of that. Of course, there are limitations of free speech within our country, and there are lines that can't be crossed. But yes, it's an important cornerstone of our democracy that we have the right to speak freely, express ourselves. But I do find it a bit troubling that, Nigel Farage has made that trip over to the US really just to badmouth our country. I mean, I think that's a fundamentally unpatriotic thing for him to be doing. I'm really proud of our country. I think we've got so much that we can celebrate. Rather than going to the US and celebrating our country, he's gone to the US and talked us down.
Well, he's gone to the US and raised concerns, because it's not just about, I mean, as you say, there are lines that can't be crossed. We understand that in legal terms, but it's whether those lines are in the right place. And it's whether, if someone crosses them by a simple tweet, whether, ending up in prison, as Lucy Connolly did, is the right sanction. I mean, there are a lot of concerns here. A lot of people in the country just aren't happy.
I mean, what we've been clear about, and what the Home Secretary has been clear about too, is that we know that what people want to see, where people want to see a focus, is on knife crime, is on violent crime, is on safety on our streets. That's what the police should be focusing their efforts on. As you say, there is a live case that's underway, so I can't comment on that. But the other case that you just referenced there, that was an individual who did, after all, plead guilty to a criminal offence. So I think there is a different situation that we're talking about in that case. And free speech is important. Of course it is, but there are limitations, and we have to act responsibly in how we conduct ourselves. We have another cornerstone of our system is that we have an independent judiciary. We have the police that should act free of influence from politicians. And, we have a courts process that makes these kinds of determinations. That's important as well as free speech.
Wow. There's a lot to unpack there. First of all, she called Nigel Farage unpatriotic to go and highlight that Britain is in trouble. Freedom of speech is gone. Freedom of movement is gone. You can be arrested for tweets. It doesn't matter where you tweet it from. So Nigel Farage went to the United States to say that to those guys. Hey, look, we need your help. Don't turn your eyes on us. Don't turn off your eyes on us. Don't forget us, and also don't lose this thing that we're losing right now. That's what Nigel went to do. And these guys are saying, hey, Nigel, you're unpatriotic for you to go and tell them that. Really? This is the same lady, by the way, where if you turn up to school, this is the education minister, by the way. If you turn up to school in a Union Jack, you can be sent back home. This is the same person who's calling Nigel Farage unpatriotic. And she claimed that police and the judges and the judicial system that is far away from the government. Really? Oh, okay. All right. Maybe that's why we have grooming gang, no? That's why we have those guys protected and stuff. All right. Maybe that's why none of those guys have been persecuted. None of these police officers who also who also joined in on the grooming gang. Maybe that's why they're not prosecuted, because the judges and the government is separate. Isn't that right, Bridget Phillip? Is that what you're claiming? Man, the police as well. She said the police are separate from the government. Okay, all right. Okay, maybe in your world, but not really over here, because when the police, the way they do their stuff, when they know that you are, the way they treat you, when they know that you are on the other side of the aisle in this political spectrum, the way they treat you, in the protest, the way they handle this side and the way they handle this other side, you can tell it's political, man. Who is claiming it's not? It's a problem. So she's claiming all this, that Nigel Farage is unpatriotic, and she's giving all these claims, and she's giving us all these examples why her government is all the best and patriotic type of government, and why they also think the public is asleep. They think everybody is like a zombie where we're not paying attention, and if you do, we forget straight away what we hear. Not here. I'm going to live stream it. I'm going to broadcast it. I'm going to call you out. I'll do that all the time. Just a quick pause, guys. I need your help. We need your help. Because this machine have tried everything. They've deplatformed us once. They've shadow banned us, as you can see from the views. Blacklisted us, and the channel remains demonetized. You wanna know why? Because we report on something that they don't want you to know. But guess what? We still here, we still standing, broadcasting, raw, unfiltered truth, right through the technocrat machine that they want you to live in. They want your system. They want everybody to live in this machine, so then they can surveil and control and see what you're saying, see what you're not saying. But we resist that. But I have to be honest with you. Yeah, we are running a little bit thin, and we need your help to keep this channel alive. Because the bills, they can't pay themselves, as we already know it. The system, the server, the little crew that we got, the little studio that we have right now, it's all powered by you. All the donation that we get, it keeps this alive. This keeps the crew alive. And yes, I get it. They want to silence us. They want to shut down the show. Because, yeah, it's the last firewall between you and the psychological warfare that they call news. Because we tell the truth. We don't control the news. We give it to you raw, and you make your own decision with it. But here's the good news though, because there's many of us than them. Because we got a lot of freedom-loving warriors here listening to us like you. So I'm asking you, every listener who can chip in a few quid a month or once, not only gonna make us survive, but expand the team and expand the mission. So I'm asking you to keep us on air, keep the mission alive, and keep this voice on chain. Not just my voice, many other people who are asking for help too. So if you're able to, if you can, go to the link in the description, the first link in the description, just leave something, leave a donation. It could be 50p, it could be £50, 500, it could be anything. We appreciate it. And I want you to know this is not charity, this is a resistance. We're not here to beg, we're here to fight, as you already been seeing us fight. But with your help, we win, and we always win, always. Let's get back into the video.
Ladies and gentlemen, patriots, truth seekers, digital warriors. As you already know, this is not just a regular broadcast. This is the Operation Airways Liberation. And of course, it's on the surge. The algorithm are trying to topple us. They're shadow banning our content, and the gatekeeper of this narrative are doing every single thing they can to take us down. But guess what? We are still here, and we are not going anywhere. I'm only 23 years old. I'm just getting started. And if you stand with us, this is your moment to strike back. Every pound that you've donated is a bullet in the chamber of truth. And every patron that you've pledged is a shield against this censorship. And every supporter, every subscriber is a soldier in this war of this information. And of course, we are building a channel that exposes and shakes the institution. We are rallying community to refuse to be gaslit. We are exposing predators. We are exposing cover-up. We are exposing the corruption, and they hate us for that. Of course, we're not funded by billionaires. We're being funded by you since the beginning. And if you want this voice to stay on air, if you want this resistance to grow louder, stronger, and unstoppable, this is your time to act. Don't wait until I'm gone. Don't wait until the live stream gets caught mid-sentence. Click the link in the description. Become the resistant. Become a sustaining member of the Baraka Show. Fund the war. Fund this enigma machine that we're building, that will counter narrative, destroy the bias, and expose the real nuggets to you live and direct. Because if we fall, they win. And I promised you I won't let that happen. But trust me guys, they're getting very, very close. They are getting so close. And of course, this is not charity. This is a warfare for information. This is survival. This is victory. And I need you to fund this war. Join the resistance, fuel the fight, and keep us on air. Click the first link in the description. Thank you so much.
And the show host, Baraka Amuri.